Welcome back to your Eastern European DPC Tour 3 as we head towards the Bali Major and, of course, the International as we get ourselves into Game 2 of Virtus.pro against UALEIKUMNIHAO and Waga. Game 1 kind of went as, you'd expect. UALEIKUM looking okay, but VP a class above.
Honestly, I think it went a little bit more silently than I expected. I thought that UALEIKUM would come out swinging, and they kind of just got paralyzed by VP and what they were doing. But definitely VP, being the victor here in Game 1, not surprising at all. I did expect them to be pretty confident going into this matchup. But UALEIKUMNIHAO, I wish that they go back to their more aggressive nature that we've seen from them before. In this game, felt like they were trying to go towards late game in a way because, we have Sven, he can get strong enough, it can work, yeah. But you do need to make preemptive moves to try and shut down this Alchemist, to try and hold down the enemy's farm if you're going to allow the Sven to ever carry this game. And I just wish to see UALEIKUM, maybe not ban out the Spirit Breaker like they did last series or last game. Leave it. You play it, and you play it in a very aggressive way. And VP, they enjoy farming. They enjoy late game. So why not take that super tempo hero and have it on your team in this game, for instance? We'll see how they go in the bans here in game number 2.
Yeah, run at them a little bit. It might even be one of these cases where, UALEIKUM, they're learning from Div 1 teams and trying to, maybe steal or borrow a few draft ideas or game plans from other squads. We kind of touched on this draft kind of feeling and looking a bit Team Spirit-ish. Team Spirit had that Sven game against Nemiga where laning phase, everything looked really poor until 25 minutes in, the Sven comes out. It's like, yeah, we win the game off the back of it. But yeah, a big important part of Dota is like finding your team identity, kind of sticking to it, and not necessarily getting bogged down in they're doing something, we should try and copy them.
Yeah, and VP are very wise here with their ban as well. They ban out the Bounty Hunter, which fits what I was saying as well, that UALEIKUM, they need to play this super high tempo. Bounty Hunter enables that because you can just run at the enemy, even if you don't have the best objective taking heroes with tower damage and whatnot. You can just keep going for kills, and it actually pays off. So banning out that hero, I think, is very, very wise by them. Also, they remove the Enigma and take up the Pugna. So this again poses the question: UALEIKUM, do you take the Storm? Do you, want to play Storm into the Pugna? It can actually be a bit annoying with the ward, but I think rather that than playing against it again.
Well, we get the Doom and the Skywrath. So Spirit Breaker is left in there, and of course, what you're mentioning, the Storm Spirit to go alongside the Pugna still available. But this Doom Sky, probably lane together in the off lane, offers a lot of damage, a lot of pressure, and that ability to play the map very quickly.
Yeah, it's a super good off lane combo, and it also gives really great lockdown for that Storm. But if he has the Medic of Pugna, I think you still go for it here. VP, obviously, they can go for something else. If they pick something else, maybe UALEIKUM will think, they don't want to Storm anymore. And perhaps it slips all the way through the second ban phase, and you can pick it later. So there's a case to be made about not taking it here. They're going to go for the Medusa. Also a hero that Pugna pairs up super well with. You can heal her mana, and pretty much always goes to mana immediately since she doesn't lose HP, which just makes Pugna a super medic paired up with Medusa. Medusa, also a hero that doesn't care about being doomed.
Yes.
So it's not really a worry for her to be playing against Doom, keep shooting people non-stop. This is a nice opening for VP.
Yeah, just stand there and rain arrows down on your opponents. Anti-mage, bit of coverage there. And I was just looking back to try and figure out where the Sky is going to be heading, because in my mind, usually it's a position 4 hero. I believe UALEIKUM have played it primarily in the hands of Mary, who is usually the safe lane support or position 5. So we'll see if there is some kind of shift up there and they still want to grab, a backgen hero like the Spirit Breaker later on down the line.
Yeah, maybe. There is a thing to note as well about Skywrath, that his Ancient Seal against Medusa is really bad because magic resistance reduction, again, doesn't do anything because Mana Shield goes first before any form of resistance. So that's also a nice reason for him to maybe go towards that safe lane, maybe avoid the Medusa in lane. But Doom Sky, it's a nice one too, so it wouldn't be surprising if they ran it as well.
What else do you want to ban to protect your Medusa here? Like, AM's decent. We used to see PL as like maybe a hero that does well, but not really seen too much of him.
I don't think PL is that big of a problem. I think, which hero is insane? Elder Titan. ET is actually like the best hero in the game, I think, against Medusa. Better than Anti-Mage if you know what you're doing. Because she doesn't wake up if you stomp her, she doesn't take enough damage to wake up, since she takes magic damage, mana shield damage. So you can kill her from full HP during the stomp. You just keep wailing on her and she won't wake up. So take ET here if you're UALEIKUM. Pair it up with Skywrath. You can stomp into Skywrath ulti on Medusa. That works. And
she won't wake up?
Yeah, she won't wake up. No.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think that would be the strongest hero for them available. Obviously, his resistance reduction doesn't play a part against Medusa, but the stomp alone is such a big thing against her. And she's a very low mobility hero. Obviously, I think she's one of the easiest carries in the entire game to land a stomp on, and she's the most susceptible to it since she doesn't wake up.
That's just pretty funny though, right? Like
It's
Medusa
super
turns
weird.
people, like Medusa turns people to stone. She's like, "Yeah, you're a statue now." And ET comes along, and is like, "I turn you into a little sleeping baby." What are you gonna do about that?
I'll show you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really high uptime too. The ET stomp is, usually not lasting full duration, so you're not used to getting full stunned by it. But it's only 11-second cooldown, and it's a 4.4-second sleep duration. So it's a long time that you're out of play, basically. Pair that up with a halberd, basically 100% control.
It's great. Oh, Pango's out there. Yeah, Diffusal Blade Carrier, naturally very good. And he's always exceptional at finding his backline heroes as well with Rolling Thunder. And one more ban from UALEIKUMNIHAO. They've banned out Ember and Queen of Pain, which to me is like, hey, we're going to pick some Spirit Hero or Bat Rider to go mid. What does it say to you?
Oh,
singing
Wind
any
Ranger,
songs?
probably.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm getting from that. Wind doesn't lane well against Ember or Queen, and it's a good hero against Medusa. A hero that can focus fire onto her and bring her down. You can go Diffusal if you want, but just a regular Route of Atos Gleipnir build will do just fine as well. So to me, that's probably what UALEIKUM are eyeballing at least. Question is, do they grab it here? Do they leave it a little bit?
Picking a little blindly into the double pick of VP can be a daunting task. And going over their options and trying to figure out what they want. Anyway, where are we putting this Sky? Do we want Begshan to be on some other hero? Do we grab the magical Elder Titan that Waga's been singing the praises of?
I mean, I think it's busted against Medusa. I think it's one of the best. It would lane, decently, because Elder Titan just has so many camps now as well to rely on with Spirit. So usually his laning stage impact is not really rivaling that of Undying, but it's good. It's real good.
Yeah, just start in the opposing lane, put your Spirit out there, go through the Twin Gate, have it go across the map into the mid.
Yeah, I've messed around a bit with the Twin Gate thing. I mean, you can actually make it go back and forth perpetually, indefinitely, if you want, but it's not good. It takes too long for the Spirit to come through all across the map. It's actually better to just play on the lane most of the time. Unless you're making like a smoke rotation, you can maybe send it all the way through and try and get it arriving late.
Just guarantee it. Okay. Well, Enchantress. So you're going to have a Dispel against Decrep. A good solid laning hero, so can go toe-to-toe with these Pugners and Medusas, try and get a bit of oppression in the lanes. But yeah, squishy hero still.
Yeah, squishy hero, and now you have like Skywrath with no armor, and then Enchantress who relies on Untouchable, but Medusa can just attack someone else, and then she can still split shot onto the Enchantress. I'm not sure that I love the pick, but it is an early game, bully. Enchantress is very, very powerful in the early stages of the game. She lanes nicely with Doom and then just goes jungle, lets Doom get his level 6 alone on lane, while Ench can just be oppressive while farming the enemy jungle, kind of threatening the ganks towards mid or the enemy safe lane. And VP now have to deal with this, have to think about what they want to have for off lane here.
Oh, Clockwork. That's probably going to be FNG's Clockwork. Bodyguard the Medusa, be that tanky frontliner in the lane, and a good catch mechanism to get on top of these squishy heroes. So then you've just got them locked down, the Medusa can start hitting into them.
Yeah,
pretty solid teamfight starter.
I think so. Looks really nice. Great against Skywrath as well. And Clockwork, ever since he got that slow on the rocket, feels still a little bit more annoying to play against. It's so annoying when you get rocketed and then he hooks you. You're like, I could have sidestepped that old patch. I could have juked that hook. But now the hook disconnects. So even if you're just a boss 5 and you don't have a lot of items, Clockwork can have pretty good impact, I think.
So who will be laning with the Pugner? What's Noticed's hero? What do we want for him?
They can go Magnus here if they want. I mean, Empower Medusa isn't fantastic, but it's not terrible. And then you have a melee hero on the offlane who can lane together with a Pugna, get a lot of farm. Even if you have Medusa farming, I think you want multiple threats. That's another way to build multiple threats. Pick the Storm. They had the Pugna still, Pugna Storm. I did say that they could leave the Storm in the second pick, and then maybe it won't get banned, and then they get it later on. And that's exactly what happened. And we see Puck again by UALEIKUMNIHAO. But even though they have a good lineup against the Storm, this is looking very similar to Game 1. The whole, oh, there's Pugna Storm, let's shut down the Storm. Wait, there's the Medusa, and she's gonna come out with like Butterfly Manta at minute 19 or something.
Yeah, and no matter how well Scarlet and Edge can fight early on, Pugner and Clockwork, pretty quick on their feet, can match that aggression, guard their cores, and get things going. As it feels like another situation here where Palantimos needs this last pick to be the game ruler. He needs to be the king of the match. And I don't see the hero they can do it on. Like, they're going to be banning out this Monkey King. They might be looking towards his Bloodseeker again. That's been a key component of a lot of WALEIKUM's games, is his carry
so
Bloodseeker.
Shit against Medusa, though. She's always 100% HP, so that's -1 hero to get Thirst from, essentially. I like Palantimos on Bloodseeker, and I'm a big fan of Bloodseeker overall, but Medusa is just a non-existing hero for that Thirst effect. I am not exactly sure what's going to be his combo here. What hero they want to go with. I mean, maybe you just go for something like Slark and try to control the vision, play hyper-aggressive. You can go Diffu on Slark, do some damage to Medusa.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Oh, solid ban on the Jug. He's definitely been a star over the past couple of weeks in Div 1 play. Underlord there for Noticed.
Okay.
Well, you still have the option to go like Ursa or something, right?
Yeah, you do. Ursa is definitely a possibility I was already considering. So they can pick Ursa into this. It's playable. I still think maybe I would want to see Slark even more so. Slark can be bullied a little bit more by the Underlord and Pugna matchup than Slark can. But than the Ursa can. But I think Slark can be better when you go into the mid game. I want to see UALEIKUM really have a 5-man draft that enables that aggression that we talked about in the first game. Okay, it's going to be the
they still do. Okay. Yeah, you're looking at that from the second phase of bans, so they still do dip back into it. Palantimos Wind Ranger.
Yep.
The Carry Wind Ranger coming in.
Carry Wind hasn't had the best success in pro games right now, but in high-level games in ranked, it's incredibly useful. It's, highest pick rate, highest win rate hero pretty much. And playing it on the safe lane, I've seen a few different things from safe lane wins. You can go for 0 points power shot build with a lot of points in wind run, shackle, and stats. It sounds a bit weird, but gives you a lot of mana to use your stun and your wind run. And you don't really need power shot if you get a lot of armor farming items early on. Obviously gonna see him go for that Gleipnir build, probably with the Maelstrom into the Atos second. If you go mid, you go a lot of the times Atos into Maelstrom. Safe lane is the other way around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this WALEIKUM draft, and I like the individual elements of it. You've explained really nicely what kind of niche and fringe plays they can be making, what they can actually get done to counteract the VP draft. But my god, if they don't keep that steamroller of aggression going, if they give VP a beat or a breath to catch up and make this Medusa look scary, I struggle to see WALEIKUMNIHAO defend their base, defend their tier 1s when they're being run at by Underlord with auras, Storm zipping over the top of them. But yeah, we'll head into game 2. A quick video from EGB first, though.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Battle.
And away we go into game 2. Waga, what do you reckon?
Well, we see both teams immediately go out for smoke and vision control here, a little bit faster than VP last game. I would say, just draft-based, I favor VP still. I mean, they get both the Medusa Pugna and the Storm Pugna combo. So Pugna has, you know, a lot of things that he can suck on in this game and bust up his team here. But I think while you have the heroes to shut down the Storm, you may not have the heroes to deal with a Medusa when she gets her items. Oh, Swadix.
Yeah, the pressure on Storm begins much earlier this time around. So early Observer would scouted him. He was trying to look forward with the remnants, and they just wrap in from behind and start off with that concussive shot.
Great advantage for Cher Jr. Gonna get that bottle super early. Actually going for the magic stick here. And then gonna go for the bottle still in a nice timing. But now he can start the lane with a stick as well. Build those charges against the remnant spam. Gets himself a nice little advantage.
Yeah, great start. CVP set themselves up at that top rune spot. Plantimos and Mary
Wrapping around.
coming in from behind. He might come in contact with Chira Jr. and keep him away from at least one of the bounty runes there. Does leave them open though. Looks like Kiritich considering grabbing one. Yeah, so in the end, 2 for 2. Could easily have been a situation where UALEIKUM comes out with 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, but still 2 for 2 on the runes and getting the first blood advantage here. UALEIKUM off to a way better start than last game at least. Giving themselves this advantage from mid lane where we do have the same matchup that we saw before. The mid players are playing a remake from game 1.
And Chira probably just feeling like everything went fine until that first support rotation. They got the upper hand on us this time. Maybe don't stack a camp, just come straight for the fight. Keep the aggression going. Looking to these side lanes. Notice taking a couple of impetus shots from Mary. Sayer's going to come back and try and trade hits with the Enchantress, while Plantimos, firing up as quickly as possible. FNG playing clockwork as he's meant to be. Battery Assault, run at your opponents, chip away at them, burn through your tangos, and keep the Medusa untouched.
Yeah, he's going to be soaking up all the damages to plan there. But top lane, though, look at this double ranged lane. Just doing so much damage over time here with the right clicks of the Eng. Finally brings down Save, and Noticed is running away from this Eng, but he's taking a beating.
Yeah, it's not an enjoyable time.
Has to be a little bit careful about standing melee range against the Underlord, though. Lose that trade.
Gets the distance, gets the impetus shot. A blast off. Onto the creep and Plantimos. Yeah, Notice just going to be trying to get through these first couple of minutes to his Vanguard. And becomes increasingly tanky against these double-ranged heroes.
Yeah, mid lane, Squadix is really turning it up for this game, though. He lost first blood, but he's 9-3 against 5-0 right now. So Squadix doing an amazing job on the Storm here, getting an edge so far.
Yeah, doing exceptionally well. Sayers pressing forward a little bit there, as they've managed to drag a couple of creeps back for Notice to farm up towards his Ring of Health. Yeah, burning through a lot of this early regen. He's got a couple of tangos left.
I
If
think
he gets caught out by a...
Yeah, just having 3 CS, I think his Vanguard might be too late on this lane. Again, Blood Grenade to go on him.
Yeah, straight towards him. Double ranged heroes. Blast is there though, and Wind Ranger trade it out for the Underlord. So Sayers feeling pretty happy about this. Now Pugna's your position 3.
Pugna is upgraded. Yeah, honestly, I think Windrunner is still happy about this though, because killing off the Underlord delays that Ring of Health even more. The Vanguard, timing, and Wind can just keep it back to a lane herself. Dying to the Pugna is, not the worst thing for her.
So in that case, if it's too late, do you change your item build and just go ring, think about arcanes into pipe or something?
I would like to see him just go for like an Athos Rush or something, but there's no adapting. People don't adapt on Underlord on the offlane these days. It's Vanguard, my friend.
Me buy Vanguard, me tank. Drag the wave around as well. Sayers making sure that small camp is blocked, while down at the bottom lane, tries to go across to the Lotus Pool to grab up the pretty flowers he spotted, but trapping the Doom inside the cogs, the lightning zap. With that chain lightning from the creep he's grabbed, gets the kill.
Yeah, a lot of damage from that, 140 initial damage. Only 50 mana, really cheap and effective damage.
It does keep the Medusa in a pretty safe spot though. They're burning a lot of their mana and resources to kill the Clockwork off. And that means there's not really too much mana to play with when you're battling with the Medusa. So Clockwork returns with full resources. Make sure the attempted pull not going to work out.
I like the fact that he goes for, nice snake there. Managing to get some mana back, hitting both the heroes and a range creep. I like that he went for the early mango as well on the Medusa. Just, it's your Fairy Fire. A buffed version of a Fairy Fire.
Yeah. And keep yourself topped up. And FNG returns to the lane. You know, another blood grenade. More chances, more opportunities to try and kill this guy who is still pretty damn squishy.
Squadix
in the mid
trouble.
lane. Squadix jumped on with the Waning Rift and the body blocks from Chira Jr. The Centaur Stomp allowed to land and the kill is there from Mary White.
Wow, beautiful play by Tier Jr. there, as well as, of course, Mary coming in with the stun creep there. Body blocks from the puck, dodges the Remnant as well, lets the creep tank that. Just all around perfect. Bottom lane, FNG lost all his HP again here, but Medusa is, like you said, getting some space from that. Happily gonna keep farming. Still topping the CS. Medusa having a good start.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the last hits. Medusa Storm doing very well. But then you've got this Underlord. You mentioned his last hits lacking seriously. He's now under tower, getting a bit of farm, but being pressured at the same time. Courier down, Centaur chasing, power shot, and some long-range attack damage arriving, but with a Stomp not quite connecting. Noticed will be okay.
This is where it's hard to trade with Wind Reindeer. Look at her. Double Bracer plus Magic Wand. She just stands her ground and hits against the Pugna. She can even sneak by here and get back to the lane if he wants with the Wind Run. Gonna walk in here and just run through.
Yeah, evade all those tower hits. Yeah, Underlord 10 last hits. Puck 21 has caught up a little bit now with that additional kill on the Storm Spirit. The squad is going to be jungling for the meantime. As Palantimos gets harassed out of lane by the Pugna. All down to the fact that the Enchantress probably feeling here, Mary, that movements have to be made. You want to try and make sure Chira's having a good game. That's going to be your mid-game snowball control hero.
Yeah.
Pressure into Squadix at the same time with a coil. And a Warpine Raider arriving. Storm is 6 with 4-1 charges and raindrops, but it doesn't seem to matter. They just dive tier 1 with ease, and a catapult wave is arriving.
I love this from
Bottom lane.
UALEIKUM. They're playing perfectly in bottom. Okay, they do trade out 1-for-1 there. Clockwork gonna die for the Doom kill, so big kill for Kiratik, getting more on the Medusa. But at least UALEIKUM are coming into this game playing a very, very high-pace, aggressive style. The Ench is working out beautifully for him so far. Been involved in 5 kills. Mary even tanking with a salve here for the catapult for a bit. Just trying to do damage. You can see they don't want to play a slow game against VP. They want to play high-pace and take their style into this.
Yeah, try and force reactions, because Medusa's not going to come into these fights. She's not going to react. Underlord's so far behind, he doesn't want to leave his lane. So you'll often find yourselves in these potential 3v2s or 4v3s where you have the slight numbers advantage, knowing that VP want to try and extend the laning stage and drag things out.
I mean, look at Underlord. He's walking over and farming one single Warpine Raider with Firestorm now in jungle.
Oh.
It's so slow. This is...
Does he?
And he
even
doesn't
get
even
it?
get it. Mary is here like, yep, sorry, I'm going to take that. It gets full HP when I steal it. And you run back to base. And still no Vanguard. This is what we're saying. Wisdom Rune, by the way. Clockwork trying to steal.
Warpine Raider running across.
He got
not
it.
going to be able to deny it. And FNG gets the Wisdom Rune and dies in the end to the 2 heroes that went back to guard it.
Double Wisdom Rune, though. That's big for VP. And they were kind of lacking here.
Another coil mid. With the Waning Rift and the Blood Grenade, Chira Jr. on a killing spree. Underlord TP's in, but yeah, he's level 5 with just Firestorm. No way to pit up the puck. Jaunts across.
He has to be careful. I mean, right now, a bottle refill for Chira Jr., so he's not quite close enough to kill him, but he has DD room for a while still. Coming back here, Underlord has to be very mindful not to get too close to Chira Jr.
Yeah, got some really good damage on this tier 1, if not just taken outright. Radiant has Glyph. Underlord denies it. Nicely done.
Middle tower has been denied.
It's the map opening up for them. Really good take, and only 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, now this
The
puck.
runes controlled this well.
Puck going to jaunt down to bottom to get the shield rune. And now Chira Jr. can start pivoting down towards bottom lane. Look maybe at taking that tier 1, helping out the Doom a little more. And then moving into position onto FNG. And Clockwork going to get off his battery assault, but triple silence, caught out. Chased down by his own tier 2 and killed by Baekjan. 10-2. UALEIKUMNIHAO, yeah, like we said, coming out of the gates really quickly here, making sure that every move is paying off. This Enchantress being involved in so much of it.
Yeah, Ench is enabling a lot of this action, but this also is so great for Chia Jr. He played Puck last game, and such a silent game for him. But this game, you can see the value of Puck. It's a great hero for fighting non-stop. The coils have already been big value against the Storm, but just the non-stop mobility and rune control and tempo that he can play, it's looking so much better for him this game.
Yeah, Squadex is wandering around his own jungle, wondering where all his camps are. They've been farmed and cleared by Mary. Does come in for these Warpine Raiders and a little stack made up by FNG. But you've got, what, 3-4 heroes from the Dire still sitting around mid, looking for a fight or a pick, and Sayush might be the one that gets gone on here with a Waning Rift and the Witchblade. Slow him down to a crawl. FNG shows his face, trying to bodyguard the Pugna, but going to get Hurricane back. Even with the cogs up, traps himself and dies to all these ranged heroes.
Killing spree for the Ench now. I mean, a good start as well, going for power treads, wants to get that right click going as well. And meanwhile, Medusa is getting bigger, but Windranger is also getting good farm, and it is a hero that can shut down the Medusa pretty well with that focus fire. He's going for the Maelstrom, of course, as the Javelin.
I mean, it's funny enough, you mentioned that, killing spree on the Ench. All 3 of those active heroes are 3 and 0. All of the farm distribution across the 3 cores of UALEIKUM very even. They're spreading the load really nicely here to make sure that every hero is going to be ready to fight. Once we get to 15 minutes in or so, they'll have those primary items and start to really take control of this map.
Yeah, Bekshan just running in, gonna run under an Observer Ward, but VP, you can see they don't want any of this. They want to back up, they want to farm, they want to recover. They know that they're not strong right now, and their timing is later.
Kiritush will have himself a little ancient stack here. Mystic Snake through the large camp. Doesn't want to show his face down bottom anymore. Leave that to noticed Underlord. Sit there with a big slug man, hold out the waves, try and protect your tier 1. Even got a couple of heroes sat behind him in the Storm and the Pugnut.
Yeah, Chira chasing after this Medusa. He knows that he's farming the Ancient. Steals one of the big creeps here, getting the Dragon. Best steal you can get, and also gets the Golem. But yeah, taking away the Ancients here is going to be a great way for UALEIKUM to try and shut down Medusa's farm right now. It's the only place on the map that she can get any real farm.
Yeah, nowhere else is comfortable. And then you come top and... Oh, FNG. Blood grenade on him. Slowed with a concussive shot. A pretty deep play here from UALEIKUM, getting him behind the tier 2 mid to kill the Clockwork off.
And meanwhile, nothing really going on for the side of VP here. They're trying bottom maybe with Storm, thinking about coming in and fighting, but you're fighting into a Doom then, and it's so risky to initiate into. You don't have any other stun than Electric Vortex, so Pugna and Underlord, not your best buddies for fighting, and UALEIKUM, they're calling in the cavalry.
Bring heroes, please. Let's take them out of this bottom lane, boot them away.
Chira, good read, but he's been scanned.
Smoke's gonna break. We don't find anybody, but that'll mean that tier 1 tower should be easily claimed. And they still have that ability to go through the Twin Gate top if they want to start playing up there as well. But it looks like Palantimos, he's ditched the lane, got his Maelstrom up, so starts farming some neutral camps, clear them as that timer hits the fresh minute mark.
Oh, the dream for Palantimos there, getting the pig pole as a carry Windranger, getting 6 to all stats. That's a lot of damage right there.
Loads of damage. But yeah, VP definitely in recovery mode right now. Waiting, kind of biding their time. Try and get this Underlord a few aura, tanky items. And when is Medusa's kind of timing now? Because she changed a couple of years ago from being super late game hero to being this like 25-minute marker go time hero. Is she still the same?
I mean, she scales incredibly well into the super late game still, but I think the big power spike is right the one she's gonna hit now, getting Manta style. Obviously it's not really a fighting timing, but this is a massive power spike. Still allows you to push out and sort of lift up your rib cage and breathe, you know. You get space on the map, you can actually farm. These solutions are insane. He wants to go for Avscott, the second item. I think that's a pretty good item. I think though that from all the Medusa I have seen, I've really enjoyed when people go for Butterfly second item and just go turbo right click mode. Even into aggressive lineups.
That gives you tons of stats and a bit of protection. The Puck sees the Medusa, has already cleared out the camps. Doesn't want to go forward. Bakshan yet to hit level 6, just needs a creep to die in the mid lane to get that Mystic Flare ready. And I could be looking for targets.
Wisdom rune, so takes a bit for him to get that ulti available, but has it now.
Noticed, immediately doomed at bottom. Sugarat going to try and slow him down. Let's see if the Underlord can weasel himself out of here. He's getting pinged out. He's on the run. Twin Gate. Is that protection to get through the gate and head to top? The Windranger's there. Potentially waiting to go, but Palantimos just lets it That's a go by. Notice survives.
Yeah, it's gonna be just fine, and that's Doom on cooldown.
Oh.
Honestly, Underlord doesn't look damaged.
FNG, hook shot at a range creep. Mystic Flare burst him down. I do get the Fiend's Gate forward, and Squad X charging over the top of the Pug. Vortex down, and the Firestorm gets the kill on Kira. Yeah, Kira Jr. dead. A big kill. Close to 1,000 gold going into the pockets of VP just off the back of that one move.
Yeah, absolutely massive, and they go back top as well. Play around the Medusa here, let her take a tower. Losing your puck, pretty painful there. I think they need to start enabling this carry Wind Ranger. You're playing against the Medusa still. You don't want to just farm and build up, build up, build up. You want to have the tempo on your side. I think the overall moves by UALEIKUM have been fantastic so far, but yeah, maybe on the portal there from Underlord, I want to see the involvement from the Wind Ranger. Join these fights, use that ulti.
Yeah, you don't just want to be sharing the pie with the Medusa, right? You don't want to let her take the pieces. You want to be gobbling it all up, making sure that she's not being fed.
You want her to starve.
Yeah. Maybe this Diffusal Blade's going to be the point where Palantimos is like, right, I am truly ready to go and win this game, fight out against Kiratech.
Yeah, he's going for a Diffu before the Atos here. I still think the Atos could have been nice, though. You're still against the Storm as well. There's not only the Medusa, but obviously the Diffu will enable him to focus fire down the Medusa very quickly.
Yeah, so you talked about this carry Wind Ranger skill build. You mentioned the no points power shot build. But what's the reason this game he goes max power shot and only 1 in shackle shot?
Well, I mean, it's different ideas, basically. He skilled power shot level 2 for a kill potential, and they got a kill with it, so that made a lot of sense to me. And power shot is still not a bad skill to have. It's just, you know, different mentalities.
Okay.
I think with the way he's been playing this game, it makes sense that he went max power shot, because he's mainly farming, and then power shot is a good farming tool. But more points in stats and shackle shot could have been good for more aggressive style.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. If he's now hit his critical mass.
Yeah, of course, UALEIKUM, they are scaling on multiple heroes. They have Octarine and Midas on Doom with max level Devour. They have the Wind Ranger who's been farming all game. So while they're putting a lot of pressure over on the side of VP overall, they are building up their heroes as well. The worry that I have, though, is this Medusa. I've seen it before. Medusas get insanely strong when they get their items. And she has a Pugna medic in his team as well, able to give that mana back.
Yeah, we're also looking
at complicated.
It can, yeah, and one of those complications is going to be this Orchid on Storm, and realizing that the Wind Ranger not going for early defensive items, but they do get on top of the Medusa. 4 heroes surrounding her, and she dies quickly with the Focus Fire and the Mystic Flare.
Catch her on the way back to her Ancients there. Just wanted to keep farming, but that's a huge kill to bring her down. They did rotate a lot of heroes, but that's completely fine. Getting the #1 farmed hero on the map stopped her from progressing her items even more.
Yeah, because we've still got the Doom farming away bottom. Puck nearby as well. Just making sure that there's a lane here that's uninhabitable for VP. Squadex and Sayosh, they were both farming jungle. But we do have a catch on top. Palantimos caught up in the cogs in the pit. Vortex not going to be there. It looks like caught something else. And in comes the Sky and the Doom.
They're trying to leave.
Gate trying to leave. Looking to escape. The Doom on the Storm. Noticed is out of there. They escape, only losing FNG.
Wow. That was like... If they got a kill with that as well, it would be the perfect crime. But they do get out in the getaway van. That is the portal. And pretty creative little gank there by VP. Hooking in with a clockwork and then portaling in a bunch of heroes on top of it.
Actually, did Storm Vortex a creep? What happened there?
I think he misclicked. There were so many heroes next to each other. He only has level 1 in it though, so I'm not sure if it was they misclicked or if he landed it, but he still got away.
Because I heard
Honestly,
the noise
though,
and I didn't see anything happen.
Tanky. She's a pretty tanky target with max level wind run and double bracer as well.
That's true. Palantimos level 14 now as well. It's going to continue farming. 2,000 gold saved up. Has already used these items to pick off the Medusa, but oh, look at bottom. He had Chira Jr. Invis.
Well, they
Sentry's dropped. They see the Puck. Good silence to stop the cogs, but Squadex is in with a Vortex and a kill on the Puck again. Vekshan going to get chased down by the rest of VP, and 2 snipes by VP is so important for them.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Just a random sentry placement there, and I don't think they saw the Invis rune at all, like being picked up, but they were just dewarding a little bit, you know, controlling, making sure. And Puck, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, a couple of deaths on this Puck. Really a blow to the momentum of Waleikum.
Radiant's
10 kills ahead, 3k lead. For this Medusa. Just one death, continues racking up the gold, stacks of coins. 600 gold now away from that full Skadi, with MKB queued up after to try and contend with the Wind Ranger's Wind Run.
Yeah, Doom back bottom, gonna farm again as Medusa is, you know, just enjoying her ancients.
Sayush, Glimmercape, no TP. Gets into the tree line on that right side of the map. Doom was hunting for the Pugna.
Mary has been sitting on his high ground ward here as well for a long time, just controlling the area. And right now it feels like VP, they're hiding along the outskirts of the map, trying to farm wherever they can. And UALEIKUM are getting the bigger part of the pie. But again, goes back to that thing. Do you really want to split at all when Medusa now has that Eye of Skadi? And she can become problematic. I think right now is a good power spike for VP to try and make some moves.
Yeah, they've got Pipe on Underlord. They're soon going to have a Crimson Guard. He's got Halberd queued up, so all these aura items there are starting to tick over and come in for him, even though he's pretty far behind net worth-wise. But Storm Spirit looks like he's recovered reasonably well on his way to the BKB after that Orchid. They've absolutely got the tools here to react, it feels like. They still want to maybe drag while they come into awkward situations, fight on the Radiant side of the map, under their vision, and utilize what they've got.
We've seen a little bit of collection here going on by FNG, trying to get some Lotuses. He passed one over. He passed over a greater healing Lotus to the Medusa, so she has a 900 mana pop that she can use whenever. So that's as effective as a cheese on a normal hero.
What are they up to now? They're all five in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, trying to decide where they want to go. Palantimos is pinging Roshan, but there are Wisdom Runes and Tormentors, and that's what VP have done much faster, is take these smaller objectives. And now they're TPing bottom. Looks like they want to try and contest this. They've got a good idea of where the Dire are.
He messed up. They're not taking Roche now because he messed up on Palantimos. He clicked his Shackle and then he clicked Focus Fire. You gotta wait until the Shackle lands on Roche. It doesn't break Lincoln's until it lands.
Oh,
so
no.
He clicked too quickly and that's not a Roche anymore.
Yeah, now they might pay for it dearly. The hook shot from FNG slides him into position under the Mystic Flare. They do doom up the Storm and get the kill on Squadix. I thought he was down bottom with the rest of his team, but no. He was in the mid getting picked off.
Palantimos misclicking and not getting Focus Fire on Roche may have been a blessing in disguise. I think he would have died down there if they did go for Roche. So, you know, this was just unintentionally professional move.
An unintentional mistake pays off in the end.
He's going for the Manta style now on Wind Ranger. Of course, another universal item, very popular. Gets some attack speed when he's outside of the ulti as well, and more mana burn. Having those ranged illusions as well.
Going to be super useful against Decrap and Orchid Silence. Maybe even just pop yourself out of a Pit of Malice.
Yeah. Having a good Dispel is never a bad thing. He can always upgrade his Diffusal Blade later on as well to get a second one.
Oh yeah, yeah, upgrade. It looks like WALEIKUM still trying to prep themselves for a Roche here. Another 2 minutes until night time, so plenty of time to get in there. Let's see if Palantimos
Round 2
is going to Shackle Shot and Focus Fire again. And Rocket Flare is giving the vision for VP, so they'll know what's happening. Someone else pops the Lincolns.
He differed.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna waste the Shackle this time. Like, you suck. Yeah, Diffu is instantaneous. That's actually a cheaper way as well. It doesn't cost any mana to break it that way.
Yeah, well done. Pop
I like
the spell
efficiency.
Block. Look at FNG. Oh, yeah, they saw him coming. He was trying to sneak around with a Glimmer Cape and a hook shot play. Won't be able to contest Roshan or steal anything. Get sniped out while the rest of WALEIKUM finishing off the big man. So we're going to have ourselves Aegis here for Palantimos Wind Ranger.
It always bothered me. You know what always bothered me? The Puck and Skywrath. If you double silence, it shows 3 silences. Where's the third silence valve? Do you just
so
get
that's
one?
what it was.
You know, buy 2 get 1 for free. Now it's been like this forever, but it looks so weird. You know, you get like 3 silence symbols over you.
Yeah. It happened 10-15 minutes ago. And it's like, yeah, someone got triple silence, but no. Just the double.
double, but it looks like triple, yeah. Valve.
And Coil on the Storm. And Squad X apparently too tanky. The Strength Treads, Ogre Axe, even a Fiend's Gate, and the rest of VP responding.
Arcane Room
Radiant's
top.
bottom tower
Noticed.
is under attack.
Gonna go over there, take it for himself.
Yeah, pop back through the Fiend's Gate, push out the mid lane. Just more and more time being built here for this Medusa.
I like the way he's been using the Fiend's Gate this game. A lot of games, it feels like an underutilized spell, but here's really tried to, you know, set up ganks or move around the map with it, use it as actively as he can.
It's like a warning symbol as well. You know, while they see the Fiend's Gate and they're like, oh god, here comes the big man. This is where VP want to try and fight. Storm with his BKB feeling pretty comfortable down bottom. Sees the Wind Ranger coming. Zips away from the danger.
Dire also have vision here though. Great vision in this area. They saw both the Pugna and Storm walking out. Now comes the siege.
Yeah, just trying to poke at this creep wave. Kills off one of them. Fresh wave will arrive soon. There should be a tier 2 here for the Dire team, as the rest of VP are gathering up the farm elsewhere on the map. Pushing out mid, clearing top, FNG and Notice, getting tons of gold, and protecting the Medusa at the same time.
Radiant's bottom tower
She's
is under attack.
almost at MKB, 600 gold away from it. They do get the snipe on Sayush. His Glimmer Cape came a little too late in that deep ward again. Triple observers in his bottom third of the map for the Dire. Sees everything coming. And they get a grab on FNG, potentially top. He's dusted up under his Glimmer Cape, trapped in the cogs, and the hook shot misses. So he'll get whittled down eventually, even though he's trying to jetpack over the high ground and can't quite fly away.
Has fallen.
Yeah, a little bit too late, but still though, it is UALEIKUM making the moves and getting things done, whereas VP still just farming, trying to build up that Medusa, sitting around waiting for the Ancients to respawn right now. She almost has MKB. Again, this is another big power spike. Question is, they didn't make a move with the Eye of Skadi. Do they want to make a move when the MKB is up? Or is it just keep farming and wait for UALEIKUM to, you know, make a mistake? Because it feels VP are just not really playing with their objective this game. Normally we see Pugna and Storm just non-stop fighting, but this game they haven't really been able to do much. Probably a lot of that comes back to Underlord had no game on the offlane, and Medusa is a super passive carry. So they didn't feel like they could fight into this aggression from UALEIKUM.
Yeah, it feels like it's been the right thing to do so far. Now, though, they're going to group up as 5. With that MKB ready, they'll smoke up.
Yeah, play on this timing. I think this is good. They need to start making moves for themselves. They can't just sit back forever and let UALEIKUM run the show.
Oh, you know, the puck has no defensive item here. Oh, the blink. I thought that hook shot into Ball Lightning would be fine, but okay, I stand corrected. Blink, defensive item, the quick reactions from Chira Jr. really spot on.
Oh, swing and a miss feels so bad for the smoke for VP.
Palantimos just going to walk straight up the high ground, has Aegis, Pug jumps into the back, the Stone Gauge from Medusa's out. UALEIKUM looking to kite and reset. I think about the second wave of aggression as VP realize this is not where they want to be. Time to run away, ditch, and bail from this fight as quickly as you possibly can.
Radiant's bottom tower
We're
is
close
under
to being able to catch up there, but not quite. Palantimos, 1 minute on this Aegis. VP don't really achieve anything or get anything done. Now with Medusa ulti cooldown, could be UALEIKUM pushing for a tier 2 tower.
Enchanted Quiver.
Looks like they're just gonna play it chill here. Go back and hit some more creeps. They have ideas for a Refresher on Doom next. They're scaling, they're getting stronger.
Yeah, it's basically 3 cores against 1 in this game. The Storm, the Underlord.
It feels
Still a
like
bit
it.
of time.
At least the Underlord is not really a core, it feels like. He is just an extra support at this point.
Firestorming an Ench creep. Squad X. Yeah, farming down bottom. I'm not sure if they saw him with that ward, but yeah, they're pinging him out, so they probably have a good idea of where the Storm is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Balls up to the
attack.
high ground again. And Puck and Doom are looking at him. Infernal Blade, Wall Stomp, Doom. They catch out the Storm by his own tier 3. In comes the Fiend's Gate, though, and a good hookshot Cogs. Trap Sugar at his side. Mary and Chira on the run out. They get the Doom away from there with the Hurricane Pike of the Ench. They've bought enough time and enough space to disengage.
That's perfect. You don't only get the kill, you also force all of VP to come down there and react, and then you get out cleanly as well. That gank couldn't have gone better for them. And now VP, you know, back to square one, it feels. It's like, oh, what are we gonna do? Just keep hitting creeps with the Medusa, it seems like. Going for a BKB as next item. Maybe concerned about potential for disarms and abilities coming up. I'm not sure what she's gonna BKB just yet. Obviously, against the Wind Ranger, can protect you against the mana burn and so on. But...
Not too sure. Just irritated at this silence and stuff coming out from the sky in the park.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of small things. I just don't feel like there's one major thing that prompts the need for BKB yet, as opposed to like a bigger damage item. I like the Swift Blink that he has planned here. Could be good.
He does have a pretty nice entourage here, the Medusa. Sat behind Kiratic as he moves down the bottom lane.
Seiyu is having the most boring game ever. He's playing Pugna, which is normally just this heal bot, you know, heal up your cores to play. Oh, jump.
Oh, Squadix on the Pug. The hook shot misses though, and that allows the Doom to TP in. They do get a move forward here. DD Rune is just left there. Palantimos grabs it. Kiratic walks straight over the top of it.
Yeah, Kiratic just walked by it. I mean, it was kind of hard to see it in the middle of the fight, I guess, but Palantimos is going to steal it. Still a 2-for-0 fight so far. They get the Doom and the Sky Wrath, so I doubt that we're going to see UALEIKUM try to fight into this. In the back of a nice long zip there from Storm. This feels more like the way Storms want to play when they have a Pugna in the team. Actually be able to look for these jumps from really far away and set up something for their team.
Yeah, they're drawing the line in the sand as well. Yeah, this river, it now separates the Dire from the Radiant side. And so far, VP have been letting UALEIKUM just trample over the top of them. Palantimos comes in with a poke with a shackle shot and then runs away. It's just literally like, you know, tag, you're it. Runs the hell out of there.
Yeah, but dangerous to play around here when Doom is dead. If you get a big fight breaking out when Doom is not around, that's what they're looking for. Smoke coming in here. They have hook shot. Look at the clock using shard.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, flying over the trees. He sees Chira Jr.
no.
Another hook shot off the mark, though. FNG just can't get the grabs, getting tipped by his own teammate.
FNG has been struggling in this game. He's had a few that missed.
Doesn't seem like there's a way for VP to really crack on and get past this tower. Chira poking at the Deucer. Okay, Kiratic just stands there and hits it.
Yeah, Medusa doesn't really care too much. Doesn't take that much damage from being jumped by a puck. But now, though, with the respawn of Doom, immediate smoke and run down towards bottom.
And a fast roche spawn as well. That's like immediate roche spawn. He's back up. This fight could be tremendously important. Notice gonna Fiend's Gate away to top.
Oh, his team could be alone now.
They're
under a ward.
Left stranded. Under a ward. Chira jumps in. Palantimos hunting for the Medusa and they get on top of her. The Doom is out. The Glimmer Cape buys a bit of time. The Storm into the back lines, aiming for Bekshan. They kill off the Medusa though. And the rest of VP scrambling to escape, but the coil stops the TP out from Clock. And Notice looks back across the map and he's like, guys, I killed a couple of waves up here. What are you all out to, huh?
That was the worst case scenario right there. You Underlord TP out under a ward when the rest of your team is standing in vision there and they all get jumped. Of course, I'm not sure Underlord could really have done too much to stop things there. Even if he was there, I think Medusa still dies the same. If she gets shackle shot and ultied by Wind Ranger, she will die. They don't have any great way to control the Wind Ranger right now. And with her having Aghanims already, possibly give her Aegis here from Roche as well, she'll be able to play that hyper-aggressive style of Wind Ranger, just running in.
I mean, this Invis Wind Ranger, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, he just permanently Invis, attacking and casting spells, no cares. We're going to need a lot of sentries, like maybe even a gem for VP.
Yeah, it's tough to play against. You need some sentry plus ward combinations, almost like playing against the Clinks or something, so you can find her. And then you need Dust to be able to dust her. But Wind can also very quickly run out of the Dust AoE and then use Manta Style to dispel herself. So it's tricky. It's tricky how you're going to play now, but it also comes back to VP kind of just sitting back and allowing things to unfold. Their playstyle this game has very much just been farm and wait for things to happen under, you know, no control of their own. Now they're gonna go and take themselves a Tormentor here. The shard goes to Pugna. Not massive this game. There's no PL or anything.
Yeah, no illusion heroes. They're just holding back behind their tier 2 top, and there's a tier 1 still standing.
Yeah. Doom has level 2 travels, by the way, so he's capable of TPing in on Wind Ranger or Puck if they find a kill. So he can now keep farming very aggressively. Went for this instead of the refresher.
Dire are scanning.
Still got tons of money though. And his courier's by the shop with the recipe. Yeah, so he's got the recipe on courier.
He's close, yeah. He actually
500
has
gold away.
Yeah.
Storm zips in on the park. Shira Jr., a bit of deja vu. That bottom rune spot is somewhere VP continually look for these fights, and FNG finds a bonus target. Mary's Enchantress taken down. Getting a bit of aggression there, VP. Using this bottom jungle high ground to use as a platform to jump into that bottom rune spot. And Storm Spirit finally getting the grabs that he needs.
Yeah, they get the 2 kills. Now, question is, are they going to go for something more? There is still Aegis on the Wind Ranger. Buybacks are available, but probably going to have to look for some powers here. Like, you need to make some plays to open up the map even more. Heretic, going to go towards that mid-tier too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Starts to take it down pretty quickly. That gave them about a minute of gameplay here where they're going to be undisturbed by the puck and the Ench. That's a minute of Aegis time of being whittled away. Tier 2 down.
Has fallen.
Wisdom Rune is still on that right-hand side of the map with a Dire Tormentor, but doesn't look like VP want to try and invade. Instead, swinging top. Maybe looking for a bit of deep vision here.
Yeah, going for top area control. Might go for the tier 2 tower in that area as well. Which is funny because they feel like they're ones in the driver's seat now, even though there's Aegis on Wind Ranger. UALEIKUM, they just got kind of stunted by the fact that Chia Jr. got jumped on his puck. They need to play around the Wind Ranger, let her start something with her Aghanims, and then take the fights behind that. I still think UALEIKUM are way stronger right now. They just need to reclaim the advantage.
Yeah, get out on the map, find any member of VP with this smoke. Sat behind Palantimos. And VP sending 3 heroes up top, protecting Dusa, pressuring another tier 2. But this does leave FNG and Squad X as potential open targets to be marked up here by the Dire. I'm not going to latch onto anyone yet. Going across into Triangle. Tier 1 is still standing up there. Full HP tower, in fact.
Radiant's middle tower.
Tower is gonna go down slowly here to the Manta Illusions. The tier 2 is down. Shira comes in to try and look for enemies, but not gonna find anyone. I like the Aeon they went for in this game. Against the Clock and Storm, kind of getting bursted by those heroes repeatedly. This is gonna protect him, make sure he doesn't get taken down as quickly as he has in the previous deaths.
Try and drag out these fights a bit longer for the Wind Ranger and the Doom to get a bit of vision on the targets they need.
This could be big. Palantimos going bottom. They have that travels on Doom for now, just pushing the wave, but he could run in and just try and get a level 2 travels in.
Dire have pretty perfect vision over VP right now. FNG and Sayers, yeah, they don't have any sentries on the 2 Radiant supports, so under this bit of vision they've got... Wait, hang on, is that a sentry ward? It's an obs, right?
Underwear?
Radiant Ancients.
Radiant
it's
Ancients?
Yeah, it's a Dire Obs ward that's called Sentry Ward. He's doing the snaking trick.
Well,
yeah?
it even has a smile on it. You know, it's a Russian smile. He named it Sentry Ward and then a Russian smile.
He's named his Sentry Ward the same thing as well. Sentry Ward smile. Good stuff.
I mean, he's playing with the annoying sets that looks...
Blue.
They look like sentry wards, the blue wards.
Yeah.
Blue observer wards should be illegal.
You just have to look at the eyes. The eyes are yellow on the observer wards. Kind of a bluey green color on the sentries. Oh yeah. I like them. They see 3 heroes across here and they can start making their journey into the enemy ancients. Shagrat and Chira Jr., Bakjan, all moving up there on a straight up jump, trying to catch them Medusa, but she gets off the Manta in time. Now doomed up to stand her ground. Cogs are out, the coil is down, Squad X will zip away with his BKB, and now a root catching up Palantimos. A disarm on the Wind Ranger as well. And while they come, they get another Doom down, but Shogurat's dead, and the Medusa's still standing strong here. They're under dire vision, but the Dire couldn't utilize it. They jump piecemeal, one by one, into this fight, and they just get shoved back and rebuked.
Stormer's coming back. He healed up in base as well, even though they have vision here. UALEIKUM don't have Doom anymore.
Yeah, now Aegis is gone. Storm zips in, finds the Skywrath Mage, VP, finding their way back in.
I really heavily disagree with the choice to double Doom the Medusa, even after she got Stonegaze out. Like, I think the only reason to Doom Medusa ever is pretty much to stop her Stonegaze. If she gets that out, then that's all she needs to do. She just stands there and auto-attacks anyway. Literally any other hero, I think, is the better target.
Is this 2 lanes of barracks?
It's probably just 1 lane, actually. But
okay.
They could keep pushing, but I think they're just going to take the 1 lane here and back out.
Hey, Plantimos was trying to cut wave. Storm Spirit makes sure there's a couple of creeps coming back towards the Dire base. Glyph has been used. We'll see VP and where they want to position themselves. Looks like it is just kill buildings, back up a little bit. And there's waves coming in towards the Radiant base, so lots of farm to be gathered up by Squadix.
Yeah.
And Keratic here.
I mean, Keratic, we saw him do the big carrying there. He's the 1 core versus multiple, as we called it before. He is 28k net worth, and then 3 Dire heroes follow him. Even though he has quite a bit of farm by now on his Storm and Unlord, they've recovered a bit. But this Daedalus MKB Stand Your Ground Medusa with the tier 4 Mindbreaker as well does a tremendous amount of damage per hit. And just wait for level 25, get that modifier in as well.
That's terrifying.
His damage output would be way higher if he had that.
I mean, they're coming up top. Medusa feeling ballsy enough to just get up there onto tier 3.
They have Doom and Refresher Doom available.
Shira going to start chipping away at that mana pool. BKB, Shogurat's in, Doom's up the Medusa. Poking at her, but now what? What's the plan after this? Kill the Clockwork as FNG will zone them away. Shira has a coil, the zip out by Squadix, and the silence stops the puck from connecting on Keratic. They're trying to TP here. Doom onto the Enchantress, orbing forward, Shira chasing. Doom is expiring. So Medusa now going to pop the Eon Disc. A second Doom arrives. Shogurat's in on the Medusa. Mana pool dropping lower and lower, but Sayush, his positioning is perfect. Gets the life drain from the tree line. The fog play from the Pugna allows the Medusa just to stand here. Hurricane Pike will push her back, but this Pugna, beautifully done, just hides away, tucks in a pocket of safety, allows Keratic to unload the damage, and UALEIKUMNIHAO didn't know what hit them.
I mean, I just don't think this is the approach to win a fight against VP. You keep dooming the Medusa. This is 4 dooms in a row used on Medusa, and I don't see any impact from them at all, to be honest. Okay, she didn't stone gaze this fight, but was that really that important? Her auto attacks win the game alone. Now you have no buyback on your carry, no buyback on your offlaner. She's gonna push high ground, and she could just go for throne here, even if she knew that there are no buybacks for sure.
Yeah,
she's gonna go forward a bit here. She is taking the throne. She's going for it.
You called for it. VP understanding what's going on. My goodness. And UALEIKUM, the first
That's this game. There's no way to stop this.
36 minutes. 36 minutes of pretty damn good play. A couple of team fights go poorly, and VP just wander into your base, kill your tier 4s, Wind Ranger and Doom dead for 20 seconds, and the throne is falling. Man. Game 2, it's called. UALEIKUM tap out, and VP take the victory. Medusa
goes for some fountain dive here.
Medusa gameplay.
I am baffled. I am flabbergasted, Gareth. I am so shocked by the decision here. I do not understand why Shogurat targets the Medusa in those fights. Literally any hero, just take away their impact with the Doom and then take the fight. If you Doom the Clockwork and he doesn't disrupt people, if you get the Storm, that's amazing. Underlord even is fine. Pugna would be S tier. I think Pugna is the best Doom you can get. If you ever see him, he should be the target. I would argue it would be better to blink in, refresh, blink in again, doom the Pugna once than dooming the Medusa twice. I would actually say that has a bigger impact, because then he cannot save the Medusa. Wind Ranger can make short work of her, and then the fight looks differently. But you saw what happened. The Pugna heal made the mana pool stand still. It wasn't moving. They were focus firing her. They were trying to kill her. That mana pool not moving.
Nope. Unkillable Medusa. Great positioning from Sayush at the very end there. Oh my god, that game looked kind of rough for VP in the first, like, 30, like, it's a 40-minute game. The first 30 minutes looked pretty solid for UALEIKUMNIHao. I don't know, just these little things, little turning moments. Chira Jr. getting sniped at that bottom rune spot kind of 3 times in a row by the Storm definitely slowed things down and made sure that VP had a little more breathing room to get this Medusa to critical mass point. But yeah, some definite team mistakes there, like we were saying as the series began. VP much more disciplined and kind of wanting to take things late game, and maybe there's the jitters there and the nerves from UALEIKUM thinking, hey, this is going to get scary. We need to make something happen and get a bit frantic in the team fights, and things just didn't pan out for them in the end. A 2-0 victory for VP there, looking good to secure their spot here in Division 1 for Tour 3. And with that loss, I think it's all but guaranteed that UALEIKUMNIHao are going to be relegated back down to Div 2.
I think so, right? I don't think there's any way after this, because losing, they're going to be 0-6. That surely can't be enough to even get a tiebreaker situation, I think, because they only have 1 series remaining, and every single team so far has 2 wins. So yeah, they're out, right? Has to be the case now, since the most they can muster up is a single series win, and that's still going to be bottom. So they are out of Div 1, sadly, after this, but they still had a few good series here. I think they overall had, the best series against the toughest teams, actually, funny enough. But VP gonna be happy with this one.
Oh, they for sure are. But that rounds up our first series of the day. And that's going to mean we have a bit of a break here. 1 hour until our next one, which is a spectacular match. We've already had one of the undefeated teams lose their first series. BO3 defeated 9 Pandas a couple of days ago. But now it's BO3 against Team Spirit. Currently, Spirit 4-0 in series wins, tied up with BO3, both 4-0. But BO3 haven't dropped a single game, while Team Spirit have dropped 4 so far. And we're going to find out, who really takes top spot. Whoever wins between these 3 teams really does figure out who's going to be first place in Division 1. So we'll take a bit of a break, Waga, an hour to grab yourself some lunch, rehydrate, stretch your legs, go for a walk, and come back for BO3 against Team Spirit.